Hello, my name is Tanisha Arquette, and today we're going to be talking about the disease of addiction, ways that we encounter addiction, um, the places that drug addicts have come from, and where they could be at today with some help, and the fact that addiction is going to be a staple of life for the rest of time. Addiction is a widespread problem that is sweeping over the United States as well as the world. You may also you may know somebody who is struggling with the disease of addiction or who is affected by the disease of addiction. Um, and if you could help the epidemic, would you do something that could help them? Addiction is everywhere we go. There is no getting away from addiction. We encounter the disease of addiction on an everyday basis, whether it be firsthand in oneself or in their family, with their coworkers, their friends, of course, on the news, and even so, walking down the street. Addiction does not discriminate. It does not care who you are, and it will affect anybody that just anybody. According to SAMHSA, which is Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. In the Surgeon General's report of 2015, 2.8 million people ages 12 and up in the United States had reported a substance use disorder. That number is similar to the number of people who suffer from diabetes, more than 1.5 times the annual prevalence of all cancers combined. Um, According to an article posted at Medscape.com in 2015, drug overdoses have become the number one cause of injury related death in the United States, killing an average of 44,000 people per year. SAMHSA has found that as many as 90% of people who most need drug rehab will not receive it or will not receive it in their life. I have been there, and I have made it out on top. When I was stuck in my addiction, um, I was scared to reach out. I was scared of what the future was going to hold. Staying stuck in my addiction was easy. It was the easy way out because it was what I was already doing. Um, and it was just an easier way of life. Um, the thing that changed was the people that were around me that I talked to gave me words of encouragement to move forward in recovery. And as time went on, I found that courage within myself. After reaching out for help, I have become a changed woman. Uh, this life was scary at one point, but it has been the amazing change that I needed for my life. One thing that I still encounter today is judgment from people in general, but my peers. Um, when I meet them, I'm very proud of where I have come from because of how far and how much I have grown since then. But when I admit publicly that I'm an addict in recovery, I get judgments and looks and it just really cuts deep. Still at almost 3 years clean working on myself, I'm not ashamed of where I've come from, but like I said, it's just those judgments really hit hard. We don't know the life that the person has lived that we're passing judgments on, where they have come from, the things that they have dealt with in their life, the way to make a change and get the results that the community and the society needs is to have compassion and caring for the still suffering and struggling addicts, helping them to find a stepping stone between where they are today and where they could be in the future. Um, in the midst of a serious addiction crisis, it was said that 72,000 people died from overdoses in 2017. And It can be easy to forget that recovery is not only possible but a reality for so many people. 22 million Americans, including myself, live in recovery over over a variation of addictions. Um, Addiction is a fact of life, and I feel like the sooner that we accept it and support others, the sooner that they will feel ready and confident in reaching out for the help that they need. Many people are so ashamed of their addiction and so fearful of the judgment that will take place that they would rather stay stuck in their addictions and stay sick than seek help, whether that be a hospital or a treatment facility. I found an article by a woman named Nora Falco. She's an MD, where she was telling a story about she met a man in a makeshift heroin shooting gallery in Puerto Rico, where she encountered this man who had a massive abscess on his leg, and she urged him to go to the hospital, and he refused, and then explained when he had previously sought medical help, he had been so badly mistreated and he was frightened to return. He said that he would rather jeopardize his life and risk leg amputation than be dismissed as just another drug addict. Getting rid of the stigma will be a very hard thing looking forward due to the way stigmas are made. They drive from going against social norms of the world, but in fact, addiction has been around for more than 100 years, and it's not going to go away. Um, but I feel like if our communities and our society could come together as a whole, we could help the situation. Through normalizing and destigmatizing addiction, we could be the help that somebody is looking for that is struggling. By giving them the feeling of acceptance and confidence, that they can make it through and that they can change their lives, um, is really what they need. And I just want to urge you and ask you that if you could do something to help the epidemic of addiction, would you? Like, are you able to make a commitment to accept more of this crisis? Um, I mean, today we talked about the ways in which we encounter addiction on an everyday basis. Um, I explained a little bit about where I have come from and how possible it is to find recovery. And I just want to remind you that the sooner that we start to make the change, the sooner that the change will happen in other people. Thank you.